Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this video I'm doing a troll game on the map Innocence. I'm standing in the top right playing as the Soviets. So I did do a game on this earlier, and I was playing as the Allies, and this is just like normal troll tactics with no tanks. The difference in this map is that it's all only, and that makes it quite a bit more difficult because it means that I'm going to have to expand that much more quickly, because when you do troll tactics it does take a lot of ore to be effective. So it's just going to force me to play a little bit more quickly, expand a little quicker, make it a little bit more difficult since of this map layout. What's more is I've started in the top right, and the top right isn't very good in terms of ore. I guess it's sort of like advantageous in that it's not a middle position. A middle position would be much worse, but you do have like less access for ore for this position. And if you're playing like multiplayer, top right is considered the worst position if you're going right v left. So it's definitely not a good position, but I'd say it's not a bad position because it is free for all. And first of all, we're going to need to make sure we build a strong economy, and I'm going to be building that service depot nice and early because I want to get out MCVs and gather increased building speed for structures. And now Cyan chasing our infantry back, so I'm just trying to retreat a little bit here. He's trying to possibly go for my base. I might have to build a few more infantry as a precaution, or just sell this and send some infantry up. And I'm not going to send the other, like the civilian up, because that can give away that I've got a service depot, because obviously you don't build civilians naturally, and I'm just going to shoot the civilian just so the other teams don't see it and know that I've got a service depot. If the less they know, the better. Because if you're in a free-for-all match, if you haven't built a service depot and you see someone building an extra MCV or a service depot, what that tells you is that you should be attacking them straight away.
Unable to comply. Building in progress.
So that's so yeah, you don't want the other team to know that. And that's just something to bear in mind if you're playing. If you see another player with a service depot, it means attack them soon or you're going to fall behind. And now we're going to build a Tesla coil because we can see yellow being quite aggressive with those tanks coming a bit closer. I was wondering if they're going to go for the attack then, but fortunately they seem to have stayed back. And I can see there's no like teams below me, so that's probably where I'm going to take my next MCVs. And as soon as I get more MCVs down, I'm going to be able to build these Tesla coils a bit faster and just get a bit more defense. We can see Cyan with some infantry down there, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to another ore patch because I am going to need to improve my economy, because those two ore patches just by my base aren't really going to cut it. And I'm going to be building more MCVs. I'm going to build an ore refinery, and it's just taking that risk, I guess. I need to build my economy, but I also need to build defences as well. Because at the moment I've only got one extra construction yard, so it's not a great like building speed. But I will be getting more construction yards out soon, and I do only have one war factory, but I just need to take that risk because building another war factory would take quite a bit of time, and I guess 2 war factories aren't going to be that useful later on because I'm not going to be able to build tanks. And now we've got 2 Tesla coils in this outer base, and I'm just keeping an eye on my main base as well to see if Cyan decides to attack or whether yellow do as well. And now we've got that 3rd construction yard down, so our building speed is going to be that bit faster, and I've decided to build that 2nd war factory just so I can get those MCVs out that bit faster because it would taking an awful long time. And now we've got 3 construction yards. We're going to have a fast building speed, and you can see these structures are starting to get down quite quickly now. This is our 4th construction yard, and it's sort of just one of those things that just accumulates. The longer it goes on for, the stronger position I'm going to be in. And now you can see these structures, we're getting them down quite quickly. We've got another construction yard out, and now we'll really be able to get things moving. Thing is, I still need to make sure my economy is very, very strong, because you can see my ore situation isn't that, like, I'm not like stacking it up at the moment. So I just need to be wary of that. I need to make sure I keep on expanding my economy, because even though I have a really fast building speed, that fast building speed isn't useful if I'm trying to spend resources that I don't have. And now we're going to get that radar dome down so we can see what's going on across the map, because that's going to be one of these quiet things. If I'm going to have a big sprawling base, I want to see what's happening at different parts of my base at all times. I am building an information centre so I can build some Tanyas. Unfortunately, because I'm playing as the Soviets, I am not going to get satellite, because satellite would be a big advantage in a game like this. I'm also getting some Tesla down now before I build my next ore refinery. And because I'm in the middle of the map, I do expect that I will be getting attacked at some point soon. Because as you go to the middle of the map, all the teams start to see you, and there's going to be other teams that see me and think, well, they're there, we're going to need to attack them. I'm quite surprised I haven't been attacked already, actually, because there are 6 players in this game. So yeah, there must be other teams close. And now we've just done an attack on Yellow's ore truck, and you can see those yellow tanks coming down. We've managed to take 2 of them out. I don't think he realised quite where I was, and now we're going to be able to take another ore truck out. And I'm just wondering now, is he getting attacked by someone else? Now we've got a Tanya in the base. We're going to go for the construction yard. We managed to take that out, and we're going to go for the ore refineries now. Oh, and he showed that just to get those. And I was hoping to get that second ore refinery down, but we weren't able to do it at this point. Now we're going to see, how is Yellow going to retaliate? Are they going to come down to this part of my base? I think they will, because we are taking out their ore trucks. Let's see if the tanks start to come down. Now it's Yellow with the heavy tanks. We've got quite a lot of Tesla here, and we've got Tesla in large numbers. Even though they have low HP, they do still do a lot of damage. And you can see those yellow tanks now going on the attack. They're trying to take out my power plants. I'm going to need to make sure I keep in with power, so those Tesla keep on firing. And it's actually worked quite well that they went for the power plants, because I had plenty of power, and those Teslas were able to make short work of those tanks. And that's Yellow, who looks like they're going to be probably out of the game. And you can see there was another player that's been destroyed as well. So Yellow having a bit of a nightmare there. He's lost most of his ore trucks. He's lost part of his base. He lost his construction yard. So I think he's going to be pretty much out of the game. I can't see them recovering from that position. And now what I have to be doing is I need to be thinking of where am I going to go next. I'll also build a airfield. The advantage of building the airfield at this point is that it's going to allow me to get spy plane and also paratroopers, which is going to give me better vision across the map. And now I'm starting to do the base crawl towards this next ore patch where Yellow was. Well, he still is there, but I don't think he's... Oh, he's out of the game now, actually. He's just tapped out. And there's no surprise there, because his base was totally roasted. He's probably had like 1 ore refinery and maybe some war factory. He could have also got attacked from the left-hand side. I'm not sure at this point, but now we're going to get some Teslas down here just to defend this point, because that's another ore patch we're able to control. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get in control of as many ore patches as possible and just keeping on building those heavy power plants. But now we can see that green are lining up their tanks at this part of the map, and I'm not too well defended at the moment, so I'm going to have to build my defences up and get a big nice Tesla wall ready to attack. And you can see us getting 6 Tesla now, and when they start to get into those sorts of numbers, that's when you start getting a good defense, because I always say don't defend with Tesla alone, but when you like have tons and tons of Tesla, it still stands as a pretty good defense. And I'm going to put some flame towers in front to see if he comes out and tries to destroy the flame towers and then gets zapped by the Tesla. But you can see instead of going to fight, he looks like he's going to go back and retreat a little bit. And those flame towers unfortunately don't do a great deal of damage on their own. It's a Tesla that are going to do a lot of damage, and you see some of those Tesla getting in a few shots, but as soon as he sees those Tesla starting to fire, he retreats quickly, and that's probably a good idea. I was trying to sort of like bait him there, so I'm going to build some forward Tesla now, and hopefully I might get some shots on his ore trucks if he starts mining off that ore patch. And I'm going to try and expand down the other side, because if he did decide to go to the other side of his base and attack me from there, I'm not as well defended. I'm also going to be able to get some more trucks into that ore patch and mine some of his ore. So we'll see if he contests that. And what I'm doing is I'm just getting some visibility on the other side of the map, just to see what's going on there. We can see red space in the top left and cyan space in the bottom left.
Building.
And we don't want to push over into the right side. What I'm going to hope is that cyan and red start fighting each other while we fight green in the bottom right. Because now we're down to 4 players, so it can be like we can have 1v1 on the right side of the map and 1v1 on the left side of the map. But that's not how it always works in free-for-alls. Sometimes you get players who are massive armies because they don't attack each other. And now green going for the attack on that Tesla. Is he going to push through? It doesn't look like he's going to do much. And I've been trying to get some Tesla down into it, like a Tanya down into his base. Unfortunately, they're not going to get there. And as soon as green tries to go to the attack, you can see all those Teslas. They're sort of guarding a bottleneck. So there's absolutely no way green is going to get through that. And now I'm starting to get some Tesla on this ore patch here. And I'm going to build some more silos just so I can get some Tesla built further down.
Building.
And yeah, I can see I've got a couple of construction yards there, so I'm going to deploy them. The faster the building speed, the better. You can see my ore situation is plentiful at the moment, because I've got a lot of ore trucks on different parts of the map. But I'm going to need to be careful because it's an ore-only map. When I start to run out of those ore patches, it's going to become very, very difficult for me. So I'm sort of like on a race against time. It's an expensive strategy, but at the moment I've got plenty of ore available. I'm just bringing those Tesla further and further down just so they can get closer to those tanks. And once I get those tanks eliminated from the gap, I'm going to be able to push down into the base. I'm just wondering about those 3 troops there. I just wanted to get rid of them, and now we're getting that Tesla a bit closer, and now it's firing on those medium tanks, and it looks like 2 of those medium tanks are going to go down. And I'm just going to get my ore truck again just so I can push a bit further downwards. But you can see now green moving those tanks out of the way.
Unit ready.
I'm just using my spy plane so I could get a bit better visibility on green's base. It doesn't look like green's in a great position at the moment. I'm getting the Tanyas down though, and you can see actually the base looks to be, yeah, they've moved the base quite a bit. It looks to be right to the left. Because what I would have expected it to be is that right position there. Let's see what these Tanyas can do. Can we take out the base using these Tanyas? We can see some of those ore trucks are stationary. Some troops coming in now. But those Tanyas can make short work of those troops. And we'll just have to see how much we can destroy at this point. Yeah, we're taking out some vital buildings, some power plants there. Maybe we haven't destroyed quite as much as we would have liked to. But what I do see is a gap generator, and I see the tech center. I'm going to be able to get the tech center down. That's going to take away all map visibility, and that was very, very big to be able to get rid of that. And we got rid of a couple more buildings. I'm going to get the tech center, the construction yard, and it goes down. And that is green, I think. Practically, unless he's got a service depot, he can build an MCV, but I think that might be green pretty much out the game. Because I think we've got most of major buildings. Obviously, you won't be able to see much anymore. And we'll have to see what he decides to do now. Is he going to go for an all-out attack? And it looks like he's going to do that. You can see his tanks coming up. But the problem is they've got that bottleneck there. And he quickly realises his tanks aren't going to be able to get through there. So let's see what green decides to do now. Is he going to go for the other entrance? I'm just building lots of power plants in case I need to build a lot of Tesla in quick succession. I've got these extra MCVs that I'm going to be able to deploy to give me an increased building speed. And I'll be able to use that increased building speed because I do have a ton of ore available. I'm just having a look at a quick look at where is green going to come, and we can see them now coming from the left side. It looks like they're going to bring the tanks up here and go for an all-out attack. But with this increased building speed, I'm able to get this Tesla defense up nice and quickly, and those medium tanks coming in. But are they going to be able to destroy the Tesla fast enough? I've got so many Tesla there now. I think it's all over, and you can see those green tanks getting absolutely annihilated. It was absolutely no match in the end, and those tanks were completely destroyed. And I'm going to bring a construction yard right down so I can start using those ore patches. And you can see now green tapping out the game. They built quite a bit of navy, but that's probably not what they needed at this point in the game. The thing about the navy is it can only help at a very small part of the map. like, this isn't a Navy map. I mean, you can sort of surprise people, I guess, on the bottom of the map or the top of the map by building a Navy. But if you want to win a free-for-all match, a Navy isn't really worth it, because 2 players are at the top. They're not going to be affected by your South Navy. It's only going to be the other team at the bottom, like Cyan, that would be affected a great deal. And considering I was the one that was fighting them, it just wasn't a good idea at all. But now what I'm going to go for is I'm going to go for the MiGs, and a lot of people seem to like MiGs for some reason. I absolutely hate them. I think they're a waste of money usually, but it is a troll game, so we're going to start building some. Let's get some airfields up, and let's see if we can do some damage to our opponents. We've got a lot of economy going, and let's hope that this investment pays off. And we'll have to see, is it Cyan or is it Red who's in the best position? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a bit further up and get a bit better map visibility and just have a look at who is in the better position.
Yes, sir.
I think Cyan looks to be quite strong. They've got some missile launchers there. Doesn't look like I don't know.
Affirmative.
I'm going to go for that construction yard though. Let's see if we can get it down. I'm going to need to build some more airfields.
Unit ready. Construction
Just
complete.
so I can go for more than one base building at once.
Construction complete.
So we'll get them. And I think you need about like 7 or 8 to like take out a war factory. I know with the construction yard you only actually need 6, but you need a bit more for some of the other buildings. And we're going to take out a war factory now, and now he's going to quickly realise that someone's attacking in the different parts of his base. So we're going to go for 2 of the war factories now. We'll just have to see if these are successful. Is he going to be building any air defences? 1 war factory goes down. We're going to get the 2nd war factory down. It should hopefully be going down around now. And yes, it does. We can see it being destroyed there. So he's just lost 2 war factories very, very quickly. And now we've got a bit of visibility further up, and we can see Cyan is in that part of the map as well. And we can see 2 construction yards there. So we're going to go for those right now.
Yes, sir.
Now, I wonder if he's going to be building air defences now, because he'll have obviously noticed that he's lost a construction yard, he's lost a couple of war factories.
Construction complete. Building.
So we'll have to see how it goes. I'm just going to build some ore silos, because I am getting siloed, and I want to make sure I don't waste that ore, because I might need it later on in the game.
Yes, sir.
But it seems those MiGs are doing a pretty good job, and it doesn't look like Cyan is responding too much with the air defences. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep on taking out these major buildings. So we're going for another 2 war factories. Let's see if we can get these down. 1 war factory down. Let's see if the other one goes down as well. And if that war factory does go down, that will be 4 war factories Cyan's lost and 3 construction yards. So these MiGs really paying off in this fight. And now Cyan going with the tank attack on this ore patch. And I'm not too worried about this actually, because like, I've got no ore there anymore. What I have to be worried about though is getting to my main base. So we're going to build this Tesla defence. Let's see if we can defend this. He's coming in with a lot of heavy tanks. He's also got some mammoth tanks as well. And I mean, those ore trucks aren't collecting too much ore at the moment, so I wouldn't be too worried. I don't think he actually got a single one down though, so that was a big win for me. So Cyan has lost a lot, and he's done very little damage to myself. And I'm just having a bit of a look around here and looking for what I should go for next.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
So we're going to go for some of those ore refineries. If we can start whittling down the ore refineries, that's going to cause him a big headache with ore trucks. But he does have a lot of ore refineries, of course. And I'm just wondering how much longer we could go on here. And now we can see that ore truck from Cyan starting to get near my Tesla, and we're going to make sure we have that ore patch well defended, because I really don't want Cyan to be able to mine off my ore patch. And now we see some missile launchers here. I'm expanding upwards, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try building these flame towers, because what happens is the missile launchers fire the first missiles at the first flame tower, and then they have to spend a long time recharging. And we can see even more war factories from Cyan, so that's another 3 war factories. So yeah, we've destroyed 4 war factories. He's got 3 war factories there. We're going to take out those 2 war factories, so that's, I guess, 6 ore factories that Cyan has lost. So he's losing an absolute load, and now we're building our Tesla for the tanks, especially for the mammoths, which have a load of HP. But I've made a little bit of a mistake. I've got low on power, so I'm going to need to start making sure I build plenty of these large power plants, and we can see those mammoth tanks starting to go down. Now, I'm not a big fan of mammoths. I do think they're overpriced for what they are. And now more tanks coming in. Now, missile launchers can be a little bit dangerous against Tesla because they do have a better range. But what I'm doing is I'm chasing the missile launchers down with flame towers, and we can see a little bit of a three-way battle here. Red is coming in with missile launchers also, and now firing on my flame towers, but I don't want to be fighting red really at this point in time. I'm going to just build a couple of Tesla there and probably hopefully deter him from doing any further attacks, because at the moment I want the fight to be just between me and Cyan. So let's start trying to push into Cyan's base. Let's see what we can do. Another couple of war factories there, some ore refineries further south, and now we're going to build an ore refinery on their ore patch, because we do want to be mining as much as we can. And now we're starting to build the barracks, because we are going to be able to build some Tanyas. But he has got a bit of infantry at the moment, so that might provide a bit of a nuisance. So we'll try and build some flame towers and get rid of them. Unfortunately, he's got a Tesla out, and now he's going for the Tanyas, which is providing me a bit of a headache at the moment. Let's see what we can do. He's got another Tesla out. I've got flame towers, which are very weak against Tesla, and those Tesla making short work of that flame tower. So I'm going to have to fight Tesla with Tesla, and let's see what we can do here. We did take out 3 of his construction yards earlier on, so he might not have as fast building speed as I do. And those Tesla currently providing a stellar defense here against the flame towers, against the missile launchers, against the everything really, and those tanks. But again, you can see as soon as he gets those missile launcher numbers up, they're able to do so much damage against Tesla. It's sort of like this. Flame towers, strong against infantry, weak against Tesla. Tesla, strong against tanks, strong against flame towers, but weak against missile launchers. Flame towers, though, are strong against missile launchers, but weak against everything else. Well, strong against missile launchers, I guess infantry as well. So we have to use a mix of things in this attack. And we're being able to push Cyan back now, and now he's getting pushed back into his base, and this is bad news for Cyan, because once he's pushed into a confined space, you don't have access to as much ore, especially when it was your starting base, where the ore is probably going to be depleted. But now we're just trying to get our stronghold built here and expand further downwards. We can see there Cyan, he's still got a good number of tanks, missile launchers, and he's bringing them further down into his base. And now we're using his flame towers just to get on top of his missile launchers. His missile launchers going down, and yeah, we've got quite a few missile launchers down there, but the tanks coming in now, and flame towers are much weaker against tanks. But all we're trying to do is get rid of these missile launchers, and the thing is, as soon as they strike, they have a long recharge time, but some of them were able to survive. And now let's see, is Cyan going to go on the counter attack? I think at the moment Red would have to do a really big attack, and I think if Red went for a really big attack now and Cyan went for attack at the same time, it would be hard to defend both teams at once. But it does look like Red seem to be standing there a little bit at the moment, and now I'm going to be sending those MiGs in, and we're going to be sending them at the ore refineries. And we have to see, does he have more than 2 ore refineries left? 1 ore refinery down. And let's see, there's the next ore refinery, there's another load of planes going in, and the other ore refinery does go down now, and that's 2 ore refineries down. I think he's still mining, so he's probably got an ore refinery somewhere, but that's done real damage to Cyan's base, and he doesn't have much left at all. There is a big black space, though, to the right of his base, so he might be hiding in that spot there. We'll have to find out. We've got a few infantry out now, and we'll do a little bit of scouting. See where Cyan is hiding and where his MCV and those sorts of buildings there. But we can see a war factory in that bottom left position just below his base. And I think what we'll do is we'll send some MiGs at it, like we've been doing all of the time. So these MiGs have actually, I think, paid off against Cyan. But now we see Red is on the attack. He's going for my base on the top. And unfortunately, I had to defend this point earlier on, so now we're going to just keep on building these Tesla. He's got all heavy tanks. Some of those heavy tanks are on low HP though, and getting taken out quickly, and those heavy tanks are going to go down. So a nice try, but no cigar. And we've got another spy plane, so I can do a bit more, get a bit more map visibility. Hopefully find that MCV so I can send my MiGs on the way to destroy it. And there it is. So now those MiGs... Oh yeah, I deselected them by accident. But we're going to send those MiGs to that base. And hopefully we're going to be able to get the attack on that. And now we can see those tanks. Are they going to go for the attack on my base? Because what's been happening all the time is he's being slowly worn down by those MiG attacks. And I wonder if you can see that bottom right position. Because that bottom right position isn't actually defended. And I'm just building some more power plants just in case.
Building in progress. Construction complete.
So yeah, we'll just build them quite near the gaps on both sides and hopefully prevent any attack. But we can see some tanks coming up now. Are they going to go for attack on this gap? And it looks like they're coming, but as soon as they get there, they're going to realise, actually, we're pretty well defended. And that's going to be the case wherever Cyan goes. Because we've just got loads of Cyan, loads of Tesla walls, basically, all over the map. Just having a bit of a look at Red's base, he looks very compact. He would have been better out expanding early on, and now he's coming in with the missile launchers. He thought, well, tanks haven't worked. What can I do? I'll bring missile launchers because I have a good range. So what am I going to respond with? It's going to be flame towers, because flame towers are very strong against those missile launchers, and you can see them being taken out very, very easily. Cyan having a scouting tank or something there. I don't know quite what he was doing there. But yeah, those... What he should have done, Red, is instead of taking one missile launcher in at a time, he should have had them together anyway, but there weren't going to be any match. I would have still been able to take them out with my flame towers, because they are quite fast, and I failed to take out that... Oh, those MiGs did take them out, and now we're having a look at Cyan, and we can see his base is just completely decimated. All he can do is attack now. He can't collect any ore, he can't replenish his forces. He is really just basically out of the game. And now those flame towers coming in, and we're going to try and push him back now. Is he going to go back through the gap? We can see we're also Red with the missile launchers as well. Well, these players love using their missile launchers, and I like using my flame towers in that case. And now we're pushing Red back as well. Yeah, I mean, you don't really... Oh, that's actually quite smart, actually. Well, I don't know if Red had done it on purpose, but he's basically with missile launchers, and now he's got the tanks in, and those tanks do better against missile launchers. They don't do as well against Tesla, but the question is, am I going to be able to build enough Tesla? I don't think I have enough Tesla, and Tesla have low HP, so they are going to go down. I just needed a bit more time there, but I am going to build some Tesla in this position of the map. And I don't have to worry too much about... Yes, Cyan is out of the game. They've quit the game, and now it's just me against Red. So let's see what Red can do. They seem to be bringing a large tank force here, and what I'm doing is I'm just building a lot of Tesla. But what I've failed to do is to make sure I have enough power. So I'm going to need to build some quick large power plants, and then I can resume in building Tesla. But I think that Red has pulled back. They've realised when you go into a wall of Tesla with tanks, it doesn't turn out too well. And now let's see if we can use these MiGs again to some great effect. Let's try and take out some buildings. We're going to try and take out his construction yard and also his radar dome. And now those missile launchers going for another attack. They have got good range. And now I'm just crawling my flame towers to get close to his base and to destroy those missile launchers. And I'm actually quite surprised to see some ore still on this ore patch. He's done quite well to maintain that. And now we're starting to attack those harvesters. And now I'm going to start building some Tanya. Let's see if we can start taking out these missile launchers. So he's got about 5 in a group, and now we're going after them and we're pushing them back. And now we've got a Tanya. Oh, that Tanya going down just. He's still building more missile launchers, so there's missile launchers unfortunately taking out the Tanyas. But we're going to need to defend against the heavy tanks here, as well as the missile launchers. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build some Tesla as well, because Tesla are going to do some good damage to those heavy tanks. Let's see if we can get rid of all the heavy tanks, and then we can go for the missile launchers. But those missile launchers first, going for the ore refinery. And what I'm going to do is, while they're obviously preoccupied there, I'm going to go in closer to the base. Unfortunately, they do have some missile launchers just outside the war factory, so we are going to have to might have to do something about that, because they are going to take out the Tanyas. So what I'll try and do is get to the other side of the base, and once those missile launchers are fired once, then it's going to be very it'll take a long time to reload, so I might be okay now taking out those rocket men. I think I had those rocket men in response to my airstrike. And now we're going to be able to take out some of these buildings. It looks like Red is not having a good time at all, and those heavy tanks come in, but it is pretty much a good game. I mean, it was like over from the start, I guess, with Red, because he didn't have a big base at all, and I had control of all the other ore patches all over the map. And we can he's still trying with those missile launchers, but now, because those Teslas are placed right outside the war factory, as soon as those missile launchers come out of the war factory, they're just going to get zapped straight away. And it looks like we're okay. I'm building an ore refinery now just to keep on mining. Use that ore patch, use any ore necessary, because you can see I don't have much ore left at all, so it was actually a bit closer than it looked. Maybe if I'd ran out of ore completely. You can see the map is, yes, sort of decimated, but Red would have had no ore as well, I guess. So let's just see, we're clearing up those last units. Those are his missile launchers, and they're getting destroyed by those flame towers. As I've said before, flame towers do very well against missile launchers when you're in a base crawl. And yeah, we're just going to destroy those last two buildings. So yeah, it was a pretty, I had to expand a little bit more quickly than I usually do. There was a few battles with mass tanks going against Teslas, but you can see once you get those base defences built, they're very, very hard to penetrate. And that's that. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.